Okay, so let's go over graphing a quadratic function again. And I'm going to do example number 2. So it's first asking you to find your axis of symmetry and your vertex. So remember, you are going to use your h and your k, because your axis of symmetry is x equals your h, and your vertex is your h and your k. When you use your h, you need to change the sign. So when you start with a -2, you're going to change it to a +2. You're going to use that 2 in your vertex, and then your k, which is a -1. And you don't do anything to the sign of the -1. Once you get those values, you're going to put them into your table of values, right into the middle spot. So it'll be here and your -1. What you write above the 2 is the 2 numbers on the number line to the left of the 2, which would be 1 and 0. What you write below the 2 are the 2 numbers on the number line to the right of the 2, which will be 3 and 4. Now, to get the rest of these values, your y values, you're going to take these x values and plug them into your function. So I'm going to write my function here, which is x minus 2 squared minus 1. Now, instead of this x, though, I'm going to plug in these x values, and I'm going to start with the 0. So, and you're going to take that 0, and you're going to plug it into your calculator. And when you do that, you're going to end up with 3. And then I'm going to move on to the 1. And when I do that, I'm going to end up with 0. And remember, there's going to be symmetry involved. So this number and this number should end up being the same, as well as this number and this number. So let me keep moving down the table of my values, and let me put the 3 in there. And when I put the 3 in there, I'm going to end up with, again, 0. So I know I'm doing it right. And then I'm going to put my 4 in there. And I'm going to end up with 3. So once I get all of my y values, I now need to put it into my graph, which means I'm going to graph my 5 points. So I have 2, 3, 4, and 5 points that I need to graph on my x and my y-axis. So remember, this is your x and this is your y. So I'm going to start with 0, 3. So I do 0, and then I go up to 3 on the y-axis, which would be there. Then I need to graph 1, 0, which is here, and I need to graph 2, -1, which is here, and then I need to graph 3, 0. So I'm going to go to 3 on the x, 1, 2, 3, to 0 on the y, and then I'm going to graph 4, 3. Once I do that, I can draw my parabola. And remember, it's going to be a curved U shape. And I need to remember to extend it a little at the ends and put my 2 arrows on it. And I have successfully graphed my quadratic function.